Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for Everything Arsenal, and welcome to the match reaction for Arsenal's 1-0 victory away at Chelsea. Whoever thought we were ever going to say that this season? It's been a terrible season. Listen, it's been a terrible season for us, but we've managed to end the curses at Old Trafford winning after 15 years or something, and the curse at Stamford Bridge winning after 10 years. So I'll definitely take that. With clean sheets, by the way. And back with me, the reaction is Thomas from Arsenal Fan Reviews. How are you?
Yeah, really, really good after that. How are you?
Oh, very good, very good. Like I literally thought like the season was over for us after Villarreal, but hey, it's 3 wins out of 3 in the Premier League. I'll take that at least. If you can make it 5 out of 5 by the end of the season, I'll definitely take that. So first up, as usual, let's do a lineup reaction. What did you make of our lineup today? Any surprises?
I thought it was okay-ish. It was sort of good to see that he was experimenting with the formations, with where players were playing. One thing I didn't really get in the fan base was that even though everyone's been telling him to, kind of switch things up, as soon as he does that, loads of people go into meltdown saying, "Why are you doing this? It's a huge game." But no, I was completely fine with it. And honestly, it did work quite well. I was surprised to see players like Cedric, again, not getting a chance. What's he done wrong? And players like that. And especially the subs when we were bringing on people like Bellerin. Again, what's a Pepe done wrong? What's a Martinelli done wrong? But overall, I was fine with it. I thought it was quite good.
Are you okay with Sabas not playing since he's not going to be here next season, and maybe even Odegaard?
I'm completely fine with Ceballos not playing. I mean, so many times today in the midfield battle, I think if Ceballos was playing there next to Partey, we would have lost out. But with Elneny, because he's more of a defensive sort of player, he did win the ball back quite a few times. With Odegaard, I don't know. I'm hearing some rumours he's going back. I'm hearing some rumours he may come back here for another season on loan. So, yeah, it was okay to see him play. I mean, he wasn't the best today again. He hasn't been the past couple of games, but yeah, it was okay.
What was the prediction before the game or after you saw the lineups?
Before the game and still after the lineups, every stream I'd done, every video I'd done, I went 1-0 Arsenal, and it worked. I mean, everyone was doubting me. Everyone was saying that I was crazy, but
yeah. I thought you were crazy as well. I'd actually gone for a 2-2 draw. I think if you look at the last in the last 6 years we've played Chelsea 20 times. 2 FA Cup finals, Europa League final, Community Shield 3 times. I think at some 2 friendlies, I remember in Dublin and China, I think some preseason friendlies. So we've played them a lot of times. So even the Carabao Cup as well a couple of years ago. So and the results are kind of similar. I think it's 6 wins, 8 draws. It's very similar. So we actually do have a decent record away there in the last 3 years. We usually draw, not win. So the start of the game, obviously, they were dominating possession, man. We didn't have a touch of the ball. But in the middle of the first half, we managed to get a goal. What did you make of our goal? Literally a gift.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly what I thought Arsenal would do in the game. But no, Chelsea done it surprisingly because they've been quite solidly defensively, especially under Tuchel. But yeah, I was really happy with it. Emile Smith-Rowe, now that's back-to-back goals for him in the Premier League. I think is 4 overall this season, which is really good considering he's only come into our team back in December or so, late December, of course, when we played Chelsea in a 3-1 win. So, really nice to see that. And I mean, if there was another couple of players on there, they could have missed that. I know it's a hard chance to miss, but yeah, I mean, I think it was well taken. It was a bit of a scruffy goal, but we take what we get.
Yeah, I'd take that goal. He actually almost missed it if you looked at it very well.
Yeah.
If we didn't score the goal, it would have been a back pass and probably a yellow or maybe even a red for Kepa, because he purposely did that. It's supposed to be a back pass, but I wanted the goal. But you got a goal and then 1-0. They literally created more and more chances. We never ever created any more chances in that first half. What did you make of the rest of the first half? Were you let's just defend it or let's try and get a second?
Throughout the whole rest of the game, really, I wanted to get second because there were some really nervy moments, and I knew if we did concede one, especially against a team like Chelsea, we'd just completely shut down. So no, I wanted to keep going, keep attacking, but I thought it was just sort of slow. We were trying to take every chance we could get. But one thing I did notice was that Kieran Tierney, so many times he was getting up the pitch, really trying to attack, sprinting all the way with the ball, but there was no one else there to help him.
You're very right. And also, there's so many times he sprinted forward and then no one picked up the right pass. I saw Gabriel overhitting it like twice. I saw Partey overhitting it once. So he was really working hard on the left side. But again, no one to cross the ball in the middle of the goal again, but also against Zoom and those kind of players. It's a dream if you hit the cross there. So halftime, did you want any changes?
Not really, to be honest. I think it was going not expectedly, like not how I expected it to be going. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I would have kept things the same.
Okay, I think I would have as well. And we had a decent bench, by the way. Martinelli, Pepe, William. These days he can score a free kick. Lacazette, anyone you want to mention on the bench? Tobias maybe. And literally the first 15 minutes of the second half, they had a possession of like 85%, and we had 15. So we were literally defending. Are you usually okay with that tactic of scoring and defending, or do you usually, if you are a coach, would you try and get a second?
No, I really do not like parking the bus at all. It's so, as a fan to watch it, it's not only boring, but it's also really nervy. The amount of times we could have conceded, and luckily Leno turned into prime Neuer at some point, making so many different saves. I mean, they hit the crossbar twice in a row. It was really difficult to watch as an Arsenal fan. So no, I really hate that.
It's difficult watching as an Arsenal fan, but it's kind of funny when the season is already over. So you're like, you didn't expect to win. So you're like, wow, you're actually very lucky at the end of the season. Do you think they would have had a penalty anytime at that game? Because a couple of their players fell down in the box, and even Partey himself dived and picked up a yellow card. Was there any penalty incident for you?
I don't think so. The Partey incident, I don't think it was a dive really. The feet sort of got mixed up. Definitely not a penalty, but then again, definitely not a yellow card. And I know lots of Chelsea fans were complaining about the referee today. I know he did make a couple wrong decisions. But I think there was no penalties.
Yeah, I was literally screaming for Partey to score his first goal. I couldn't believe he was that far ahead. And Aubameyang getting subbed off. You saw the picture I put on earlier. Like, what do you make of that? I mean, they kept showing him every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I did feel not sorry for him, but I did kind of get where he was coming from. He was doing well. Final 10 minutes or so, I don't think we needed to replace a striker. I would have rather brought someone like an Ødegaard off, put Smith Rowe as a number 10, and then brought on like a Pepe or bring on a Martinelli. But no, Arteta chose to take off Aubameyang, like he done the same against Villarreal, and brought on Nketiah, which is arguably even worse. Not sure he keeps getting taken off, but I feel for him. I mean, I understand why he was
I know the question that will always come up between now and August. Why didn't they do that against Villarreal? I can't actually believe the way we played against Newcastle, West Brom today, without even conceding a goal, and we didn't do that against Villarreal even once. Not even one shot in 2 games. So that was terrible. So that was the match reaction. Anything to add from the subs who came on? Anyone who really impressed you today?
My man of the match, I'd go for Emile Smith Rowe. I thought he was just so good. Some of the runs he was making, they worked so well. And I mean, I'm really happy with.
Just to cut you off, let's just get into a quick player rating. Okay. So what did you give Leno for today out of 10?
I'd go with a 7. It's unfair to say there wasn't much to do because there was a couple of good shots there. But I'd go for a 7. Made a few good saves.
Leno 7. I'd actually give him an 8. A clean sheet away. We know how many goalkeepers we've had going there. We've had Peter Cech going there. We've had Szczesny going there. With so many different people going there, and we've never won. So I'd actually give him an 8. Pablo Mari almost gave them a goal in the first half. Literally gifted them a goal, almost.
Yeah, I'm surprised Havertz never scored that because that was a golden chance for them. But then again, he did make a couple good blocks, so I'd go with a 6.
6. Okay, I think I'd agree with you. Holding?
I'd go with a 6 as well. I mean, I didn't really see him do too much, but when he was needed, he done his job, and he did get the ball forward a few times as well.
Yeah, I think they blocked some really really good balls
Yeah.
back there, and they were under attack throughout the game. Gabriel, a couple of silly passes, but how did you do?
I'm going to go with a 6 as well. I mean, for all the defence today, I think they all done well, but they didn't. I never saw anything stand out, but they all done their job solidly. So yeah, 6.
6. Okay, Saka on the right side.
I don't think it really suited him as well as playing as either a left back or a right or left winger.
Yeah,
So I'd go with a 7 because he still did look quite good. I don't know. It's a hard one. He didn't have a
I
brilliant
think
game, but he wasn't
yeah, he
bad.
didn't. Yeah, yeah, he didn't have a brilliant game, but he wasn't that. Yeah, he wasn't like a
Yeah.
calamity. We've had calamities. I'd actually give him a
Mm.
6 and give him the same range, maybe even
Yeah.
maybe one of Gabriel and Holding would get more than him. But yeah, I think I'd actually give him a 6. I think I wasn't even sad when he got subbed off. I think he was in the
Mm.
best of games, plus playing on the right. But he kind of defended well against the likes of people bombing on down that screen, the likes of Chilwell and stuff. So I'd give him a 6. The right, the left one, Tierney.
Tierney, I think he done so well today, especially coming back from an injury. There are so many times where he did look quite out of breath. I mean, especially right at the end of the first half when there was a throw and he was just going really slowly, had his hand on his back. I mean, he did look just a tiny bit unfit, but then again, he was making so many different runs and just had no one to help him because there were so many different chances he had. He was going full speed. He was trying to help the team a lot, but no one was up the pitch with him.
Okay, I'd agree with you. And then midfield, Partey.
Partey, yeah, I think he did look good again. As always, he's not one that stands out, but he's good in defense. Yeah, good in defending. I mean, I know he does get a lot of criticism, which is fair. I mean, he costs £45 million, and some of the mistakes he does make in giving balls away isn't great. But today, I'd go with a 7.
7 for Partey. El Neni, best Egyptian in the league.
Yeah, I thought he was once again okayish today. I thought he was on the same sort of level as Partey, so I'd go with a 7 as well.
Good point about Sabas not having the same impact in midfield. I think it would have been overrated if he was there. We're actually very lucky Kante wasn't there. If Kante and Sabas were there, they would have won that game by 4-0. On the right side, left side, basically both positions, Odegaard.
Again, not an amazing game from him. I'd maybe go with a 5. I mean, maybe that's a bit too harsh, but
no, I think
some
it's
of the
okay.
chances, just not amazing. I'm not too impressed with him the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, unfortunately. And then Smith Rowe.
Yeah, like I said, man of the match for me. I'm going to go with an 8. Some of the runs he made, of course, got a goal for himself. Haaland is really, really doing us proud in the first team at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then Aubameyang up front got an assist, composure to actually give a good pass. Thank God we got rid of this Aubameyang. The real Aubameyang is back. What would you give him for today?
I'd go with a 7. I thought he was decent. Unfortunately, was subbed off, not early, but in the final 10-15 minutes. Yes, 7. Okay.
Okay, I think Lacazette didn't have enough time, so we give him a 5. No. Who else came on? Bellerin, do you think we've seen the last of him in an Arsenal chat?
I think so. I mean, maybe he might get a cameo or two, maybe in the final game of the season, but especially if this injury is serious, because, I mean, to bring someone on and then have to bring them off again, you don't really usually see that. So, yeah, I mean, I'll give him a 5. Didn't really do too much. Made a really good block, which, of course, is why he picked up that injury. But if it is, then, of course, farewell to him. Done well in an Arsenal shirt sometimes, done quite badly sometimes. It's been a mixed journey for him at the club, but
he's had a good record
wherever he goes.
At Stamford Bridge, though. I think he scored the last 2 times he played there, and very good clearance. Otherwise, it should have been a goal. But yeah, I don't know if any team will buy him with an injury. That's the other problem again. But and then who else came on? I know we had so many people on the bench. Was it Chambers? Chambers not enough
Chambers,
time.
That's it for Bellerin. Yeah.
So I think even him gets a 5. Arteta for today. Another win against the. But now, listen. Obviously, I told you guys, like, even if he gets sacked tomorrow, I wouldn't be disappointed. But remember, again, let me tell you the actual fact. We're actually 3rd best defensive record in England. surprisingly for some reason, which means you always lose like 1-0, 2-1, maybe 1-0. But the record, the only good thing I always give him always is the record against the big teams. City's Chelsea. This season we managed to end the poor runs at Chelsea and United. We only lost 1-0 to City. I think we lost like 2-1 to Liverpool or something. We beat Tottenham. So we've had a good record at Stamford today. What did you give it?
I'd go with a 7. I don't really see too much where he went wrong. Maybe a couple of subs could have been made earlier or could have been made differently. Maybe 1 or 2 players in the lineup. But other than that, I think he got most of it right. We still were playing some quite boring football at some points in the game. But, you know, if he is going to stay, then I guess we will have to back him and just see what happens. And he was all right today.
I saw someone on Twitter saying we were playing with the false right back today because we've been playing with the false 9 the other day. So we had 3 right backs on the bench and no right back on the pitch. So I'm very happy with that. Overall, said your man of the match is Smith Rowe, obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. 2 games remaining. Do you think we'll win both of them?
Palace and Brighton, I think so. I mean, especially if we play like we have played the past couple of games, then I can see us winning.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on again, man. Where can they follow you?
Arsenal fan reviews or the Football Show on YouTube. And thanks for having me on as always.
Awesome, and thank you. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you comment your man of the match and what you thought of the game. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.